I want to ask you something, Julia. You posted this on social media the other day, and before we started recording, I was sharing with you that this actually led to about a 2-week conversation in one of our men's group because I thought it was so good. I don't have it written down exactly the way you said it, but your post said, ask God for something that is too hard for him. Mm-hmm. And before I just kind of give some thoughts out there, what do you mean by that, Julia? What you talking about? Mm-hmm.
So this is so good. Every time I hear it, it's so convicting because if we're not careful, our prayers are like begging God.
Yeah.
Like we beg him in our prayers. I'm guilty of it too. Like we are begging him to meet our needs. We're begging him to meet our dreams. And though I think God is an incredible God where we get to take our desires, our tears, our anger, our frustration, all of it. He is that good. Prayer is so much more, right? Even if you look at how Jesus taught the disciples, right? He says, holy is your name, right? He says, our Father who is in heaven. What does that mean? It means I got to put my eyes up on him. Holy is your name. What does that basically mean? It means that your name is the center point on which my life turns. That's what it's saying in another translation. Then it says, manifest your kingdom realm on this side of heaven. What does that mean? It means that actually our prayer is to go, you're huge, by the way, you're huge. Like, here's my needs, here's my needs, here's my needs, God, dream. Oh my gosh, your glory. I've forgotten about everything else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cool. Like, let's start there. You can start with going, God, this, I need this. And what about this? And all of a sudden you look up and if you go, oh my gosh, your glory, man, all the things that I just mentioned, I forgot them because you're that big. Yeah. Now I want to see your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. That means now that I should be partnering with what God is doing. And my prayers should now be going, God, you're bigger. You do this. Hey, God, instead of my feed one, I want you to feed 1 million, right? So the idea is a little tongue in cheek of, could we ever have a prayer that's too big for God? Of course we can't. But the idea here is like, let's try. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's try. And because he's giggling. If I took from 1 to how now I'm at 10,000, we know he could even surpass that. The exercise is to get something on the inside of us to go, man, are my prayers matching the narrative around me, or are my prayers partnering with him?
That's so good. Whenever I read that, it was almost like you said, the lady with the National Day of Prayer was like, yes, that is what I'm like in here. You just articulated in one sentence what I'm trying to say, right? Like for so long, it is. It's like God, please, just please. And like nothing's too small either. Like there is nothing too small. But I found myself like the biggest prayer of the day was, Lord, bless my oatmeal, right? Yeah. Bless my morning oatmeal, and like, man, God is so much bigger than that. And so I love the quote. It was good.
So good.
I was talking to a friend of mine, and he's actually a pastor, but he said he worked closely with the governor of the state of Mississippi. And he said he would go down to the governor of the state of Mississippi, and the governor would say to him, you got to get your ask right. Like, what are you actually asking? Like, you're here and you're asking some stuff, but what is your ask? And I thought that was so good. Like, what is your ask? What are you truly, like, what is that burning desire within your heart? And again, there's nothing too small for God, but I was thinking, like, I'm not going to go to the governor of the state and ask him what I could ask my county supervisor, right? Like, it's going to be a big ask.